Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here, and if you are in LA and I know you need a cheap hotel and you decide to you see a hotel called Cortez, then you're like, damn, that looks like a nice retro hotel, I think I might stay there. Please stay out of room 64, for the love of God, just stay out of there. So, American Horror Story Hotel, the new series or season, whatever you want to call it, of American Horror Story is out, and a lot of people were disappointed with 3 and 4. People saying 4 was the worst. Now, I'm one of those people who doesn't really care. Like, I like all 4 seasons of American Horror Story. Obviously, 1 and 2 are better than 3 and 4, but I guess it's your taste, and I just liked all of them. So, I was always looking forward to season 5 of American Horror Story, and it started off pretty well. We had I think it was roughly about 65 minutes if you take out ads of this show, but they said it was like a 90-minute premiere, which we know it's not 90 minutes, but it was still a lot of stuff happening in this episode, so we're going to discuss it. There will be spoilers in this review, so if you've not seen the episode, or if you've not seen American Horror Story in general, you don't really have to watch it in order. It's an anthology, which means it's not like season 2 follows season 1. It's all over the place. None of them really relate to each other at all, so you can watch Hotel, then watch season 2, then season 4, then season 1, then season 3. Any order you want, does not really matter. So if you've not seen it, I definitely recommend it, but as I said, there will be spoilers in this review, so just a heads up. So as I said, the hotel is called Hotel Cortez. Now, it's a very retro looking hotel. It looks pretty cool. It looks like it's actually pretty popular if it was actually real, so I'm expecting throughout the season that it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's seen by people and they're sort of intrigued and sort of want to stay there. But the first thing that I've noticed is that anyone that pisses off Iris, who's played by Kathy Bates in this show, gets the key to room 64, as I was saying, and they get to stay there. Now, I say stay there because I think if you've watched the episode, you know what I mean by stay. It's pretty interesting. One thing that caught my eye, and I'm pretty sure it would have caught a lot of people's eye, it was 2:25 a.m. It means something. Unless it was like a subtle thing and it did get revealed in this episode, I completely missed out on it. But if it hasn't, then I'm assuming that they're going to explain it somewhere down the road, and possibly a flashback, which they had a few flashbacks in this episode, so I'm assuming they'll explain that later down the road. The weirdest thing in this episode was definitely, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me, the serrated, steel dildo strap-on creature. I don't know what the fuck was going on. It was weird as hell, but pretty cool at the same time. It's going to be interesting to see what's happening. I don't know if it's going to be like a one-off thing. Will he be like the black latex man from season 1? Will he be like Bloody Face in season 2? Or like Twisty the Clan in season 4? Or like the ox bull thing from season 3, whatever it was called? Will he be that for this season? He did make another appearance towards the end of the episode, coming up against the window pane, which was pretty scary. And this episode was sort of scary at the beginning. It wasn't really that much scare factor towards the end. Usually in American Horror Story, a lot of the scary stuff, is at the beginning, and did stay like that for this season. We then meet John Lowe, who's a detective, and the main story, I guess, behind this season for him will be this man that was sort of tormenting him by phone calling him, and his recognizable voice straight to John. He can recognize his voice straight away. And what this man did was, in 2010, so I'm pretty sure this is set in 2015, I'm going to say it is. So back in 2010, this man actually kidnapped his son, and he's been looking for him ever since, and he's been tormenting him. And throughout this episode, there's also bits where there's this house call. He's able to tap into his wife's phone and pretend to be his wife and draw him to this house, and there's 2 people guarded. And I don't know if it was an attempt to steal his daughter or not. It might have been, maybe because she got out of that police car at the end, she actually saved herself. I'm not too sure what he was playing out there, or whether he was just actually tormenting John in a pretty sadistic way. Now, after we meet John, we actually meet the Countess, who's played by Lady Gaga, she was pretty hyped for this season of American Horror Story. And we also meet Donovan, who's played by Matt Bomer. I think I pronounced his name right. And Donovan is actually Iris's son, who, as I mentioned before, Iris, played by Kathy Bates, is like the receptionist at the hotel. Now, the first thing we see them do is actually go out to this it was like a college party, like a thing they do at a university, where they just set up a movie outside and everyone's just sitting down picnic blankets. They lure these 2 people away, college students, and actually kill them and drink their blood in the middle of in the middle of a gangbang or a foursome, whatever you want to call it. So that was pretty interesting. It was a bit weird. So I don't know if what their goal is. Are they cannibals? Are they some sort of new age vampire? I'm not too sure what's going on. I'm pretty sure that'll explain it, or is a blighter way of staying and looking healthy, because they look pretty. There is like a flashback, and they sort of do look similar to their flashback. Like, no, they didn't do any attempt to make them look a bit older. So I don't know if it's some form of keeping young. I have to wait and see. One cool thing we see in this episode of American Horror Story, because Hotel Cortez is set in Los Angeles, and that's where season 1 Murder House was set in Los Angeles as well. So we actually get to see the real estate agent from season 1 appear in this episode, and she's showing the new owner of Hotel Cortez, who's Will Drake, around. He's with his son Lachlan, I think his name was, and so he's the new owner of the hotel. God knows what's going to happen with him. He seems to already be having like a sort of a friendly relationship with the Countess, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. Now throughout this, Lachlan also sees that like serrated steel dildo creature up against when he's bouncing a ball, which I think scared the living shit out of him. It would, if I was there, I would have fainted probably. But he then gets taken away by Lady Gaga, not in like an evil way, but she's just showing him around and shows him this like games room, and I think they're playing Tetris, and there might have been other games with all this lollies or candy, whatever you want to call it, like machines. And in there we actually see Lo's son, so figured out that someone related or in association with the Countess, sorry, has taken his son, and now he's actually in the hotel where, funnily enough, Lo is now staying after he leaves. He goes to stay in the hotel to protect his wife and daughter, so he's not around them anymore, and they're being protected by various police officers as well, so they're safe. But he moves away, so the demented man that's like trying to torment him doesn't come to them, so he just stays near him. And one of the last things we see in this episode is another flashback to 1994, where we actually see Iris, once again the receptionist, push Sally, who's played by Sarah Paulson, out this window after she heavily drugs Donovan and sort of like makes him pass out. But one interesting thing here is that that's in 1994, and in present day, Sally is still there. We do see her right next to the dude when he's copying the serrated steel dildo and all that stuff. So I don't know if it's a ghost, I don't know if she got revived somehow, and this might be something to do with the Countess. They're going to explain a lot next episode or throughout this series, I'm assuming, because I was a bit confused there. I think I'm pretty sure a lot of people were confused there as well. But yeah, I really like this episode. I'll probably give it a 4.5 out of 5, just because I don't know what the basis of this show will be, what's a really good episode and what's like a average episode. But for me, this was a pretty good episode, and I cannot wait more. We still haven't met Evan Peters' Finn Wittrock's character, what's her name? I can't remember. There's Naomi Campbell's character. There's a lot of characters we still haven't met. In episode 1 we didn't meet them. We just met a few characters. So we still got a lot of people to meet, and I cannot wait till episode 2 comes out, and I'll be doing a review on that as well. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave any comments on what you thought of American Horror Story Hotel episode 1, and subscribe if you're new for more American Horror Story videos. I'll catch you later. Goodbye.